What's up, everyone? This is Bernardo, and if you're watching this, you've stumbled across the first ever video on the Unsubjective Reality channel. So first things first, I wanted to give a little bit of background on myself, as well as talk about some of the things that I'm going to be addressing here on this channel, just so that the viewer can have a better idea of some of the topics that I'm going to be bringing up on the videos to come. And yeah, I guess starting from the beginning again, my name is Bernardo. I am 26 years old and I'm originally from Brazil. I've been in the US for about 10 years now, and I am a business owner and entrepreneur. So, transitioning into that, that's going to be the main focal point of this channel. It's going to be very focused on business, and I'm going to be talking a lot about my journey and the things that have led me to the point where I'm at on my career as a business owner, and also discuss other business subjects, news, concepts, trends, and everything else that revolves around the business world that clearly I'm very passionate about. So talking about the name of the channel, Unsubjective Reality. I came up with this name because based on my experience, I believe that the business world is very unsubjective. There's not a lot of room for subjectivity, meaning that decisions have to be made quickly. Um, there's not a lot of room for thoughts to marinate in your head, and you have to act upon those thoughts, quickly and decisively, so that you make the best choices possible, and so that your business or career is progressing in a fast pace, which is how the world works today. So that's the reason why I'm calling this channel what it is, and also to shed a light on what entrepreneurship and starting a business really is like in real life. Growing through social media, I see a lot of people selling a lot of get rich quick schemes and follow these steps and you'll be a millionaire in 2 months. And there's no magic in the business world. You have to put in the work, you have to show up, you have to make sacrifices, and nothing happens overnight. And not by any means am I an influencer, am I a coach. I am none of those things. I am just a man who's passionate about doing business and has been doing this for a while now. And my goal here is to just share my experience and talk about it and talk about business. So that's the whole point. So a little bit more on my background. I believe that the first thing that I would like anyone to know about me is my faith. I am a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ, and that is the number one priority of my life is my relationship with Jesus, and it allows me to go through life and through its battles the best way possible. I credit all of the successes that I have had to Him, and I also welcome any adversity or any challenge that life throws my way with open arms, because I believe that it's yet another opportunity to grow, not only as a man, not only as a businessman, but also in my faith, which is the driving force of my life. So going back to my journey a little bit so far, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm from Brazil, and I lived there until I was about 15 years old, and that's when my family and I made the decision that it was time for me to move to the U.S. This decision was solely at the time based on my tennis career. I had been playing tennis since I was 7 years old, and I got to a point where I knew that I wanted to pursue tennis at the collegiate level. And my family and I thought it was better for me to finish my last 2 years of high school here and then get recruited to play tennis at the collegiate level, which is exactly what I did. After I finished high school, I got recruited to play tennis for a school in South Carolina, where I earned my bachelor's degree in business and marketing in about 3.5 years. After that, I moved to Florida, where I started my career at a Fortune 500 company working in finance. I had actually done an internship for them between my junior and senior year in college, and they ended up hiring me full time after college. And this was in 2020, so it was a very rough time for the world, and it was an amazing opportunity for me at the time. It was a great company, a big company. I had a great boss. I learned a lot, about business in general. The corporate world really gives you that experience that I learned a lot of things and a lot of concepts that I definitely apply on my career as an entrepreneur and business owner every single day. So that was fantastic for me. But I realized that wasn't what I wanted to do moving forward. And I think I always knew deep down that I wanted to build my own business. And after about a year working there, I chose to take that leap of faith and start my own thing. But it wasn't after I quit. I for about 6 months I helped my father with some ventures here that he was working on, and then after that I decided to start my own company, which is a company that I run till this day, which is called Hilight Sports. Talking a little bit more about that, Hilight Sports is an online college recruitment platform. It's a platform where prospective student athletes that want to play sports in college connect directly with college coaches. The reason why I came up with this idea was because it was a problem that I experienced when I was being recruited into college to play tennis. It was a very expensive and ineffective process where I paid thousands of dollars for a company to pretty much mass email all of my information to college coaches across the country that they had contacts with, but it was very limited and yielded very poor results. So I thought, why not, solve my own problem by creating a business that can help thousands of kids and thousands of coaches to make their process more effective and connect directly with each other without the need of a middleman. So that's exactly what I did, and it's been such an amazing process from creating the company until where we're at now. We're able to help so many kids and so many coaches in their craft and make a lot of dreams come true for these athletes and for these coaches. So it's really fantastic, and that's um, that's where it all started for me, entrepreneurship wise. I am also involved in a corrugated plastic factory, which I run alongside my father. This company has been in my family for about 50 years, and it's a very different process from what I do on the daily with Hilight Sports. It's a factory, so everything is different business wise, and it's been a fantastic process for me. Of course, also working alongside my father, which is a big reference for me. He's a very successful businessman, and I get to learn from him so much. So that's also been great, and also have that dual background on, of course, building a company from the ground up, from nothing, and kind of turning it into something, creating, really a product out of nothing, and also having the experience of helping an already established business with plenty of track record and success, helping that grow. So I feel like that's um, helped me mature even more as a businessman and perfect my craft even more. So it's been great. So I also on this first video wanted to talk a little bit about some misconceptions that might people might have when they're first starting a business, and also some things that they could expect when they're first getting started. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I see a lot of people out there that sell a bit of a fairy tale, some get rich quick schemes, and some processes, and just promising that people can get rich overnight pretty much, and it's not quite like that. So it's not that like that at all. Actually, that's a fairy tale. So I just wanted to touch on some points that I have experienced, so that maybe people that are watching that would maybe like to start on their dream, and take that leap of faith. These are maybe some things that you would experience, because those are some things that I did experience. I think the first point is that it's hard. It's very hard. Um, Starting a business is most likely the hardest thing you'll ever do, but don't take that as a discouragement, because the bottom line is that it's completely worth it. It's totally worth it. The journey is fantastic. You get to learn so much about yourself and about your business, um, and you get to really go into so many things that maybe you wouldn't experience if you hadn't taken that step in your career. So it's hard, but it's completely worth it. I think that people shouldn't go into it expecting that overnight success. Rather, they should enjoy the process. Enjoy each day, enjoy the hard work, enjoy the risks, because it is a risk, right? I mean, you're going for something that that is coming out of your head that you've created, or that it's something that you want to take the risk of doing and pursuing. So I think people should enjoy the process and try a bunch of things. I think fear sometimes can get in the way of people, and it's a choice as an entrepreneur, a businessman, to wake up every single day and push that fear into the back seat and create that courage, and really let that courage drive you. Let the courage take the front seat, and attack your goals every single day. It's a choice you got to make. I think the fear sometimes can paralyze a lot of people to the point where they don't even start. So I think that's a very key point there. I think another thing that people might stumble upon are critics, contrary voices that might come in and say, yeah, you shouldn't be doing this, or you should be following this other path, or that are going to point the finger, try to tear you down, or think that you're cringe, or that maybe say that you're not going to succeed. um, all of those voices, all of those people that are criticizing you for chasing your dreams, most of the time, dare I say 100% of the time, they're not doing better than you. And matter of fact, they're not even trying anything themselves. They're just sort of sitting there, living life as it comes to them, and they're not trying anything different. So of course they're going to look at you, and they're going to try to single you out, or say some discouraging words. But you have to shut all that off, as hard as it might seem. It's a skill that one has to develop, and not listen to the noise, and just keep going. Focus on your mission, and never stop for anything. And having that inability to quit. I think you have to have many abilities, but one inability, and that is the inability to quit. Um, don't your drive to succeed has to be bigger than your fear of failure. If not, you're not even going to start. And 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 that's, I think, the final point that I'd like to say in this video is just start. Just start. What do you have to lose? I mean, if your fear of failing is bigger than your your drive to succeed, then you're not even going to take the first step. So start. Don't listen to myths that you need to have investors, and you need to have big money, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. It's too much. Just take that first step and build on it. At least that's what I did. And I think that everything moving forward that I'm going to say here, I'm going to try to preach what I practice on a daily basis, and be completely honest about the good sides of starting a business and being an entrepreneur, and of course the not so good sides of it. There's all sorts of perspectives, but it is a beautiful and great journey. So yeah, I looking forward already to the next one, and yeah, always forward.